know today ain't Earth Day, but it is. Because every day is Earth Day. Alright. Like, you can't just give Big Mama one day out of the year and be like, well, we celebrated you, girl. Like, they don't even respect her. Right? If they did, they wouldn't do half the things that we're doing. Or people, or the societal consciousness, or this construct, right? The ones that were orchestrating that old construct would have found a way to do something different as far as business and operating. Like, electric cars, that's not enough. Especially the fact that it was just a trend, and then making it inaccessible to the average person, making it seem like some type of commodity. Like, yeah, you can't, all right, you can't convince one that you're doing that for a holistic or an environmental reason. They use these words, environmental and conservation and sustainability, to portray this positive, what would you call it? Positive reinforcement. Like, don't worry about it, we're handling it, it's all, nah. Right? I made a video earlier about the nature spirits. Said they protect me because we're doing sacred work. 11:11 on the clock. All right. These people scavenge the earth for resources, pillaging the land, and cutting down half of the trees, the pecan trees. Certain trees that are in forests that we haven't really explored in this generation, right? They're like inaccessible, and they're clearing land off to put some more stuff up that people don't need. You feel me? The earth is alive. A couple years ago, I had a psychedelic experience, and it's as if I could feel the earth breathing. Like, I had an experience with divinity, and I was seeing all these colors and shapes around me. Now, people describe these experiences, but like, actually experiencing it is something different. Like, it's something that you can't quite put into words. Words wouldn't do it justice. Like, one would have to see for themselves. I don't advise nobody. Be careful what you ask for. But if you're some strong will, you got a strong mind. If you feel like you Billy Badass, try it. Seeking, you'll find. Like, you are limitless, as my brother Casey will say. You are. Like, just experiencing some of the capabilities of what we can actually do. Bro, it's amazing. I be wanting to tell somebody. I met this lady at the store, at Jack's earlier. She was just talking to me, just speaking her mind, just, chatting. I got to thinking. While I was walking out, I was like, Like, normally, because of the spiritual warfare, like, I don't try to give too much of my energy to people. And granted, I'm like, bro, you stop being an ass. And, get the stick out here. Have fun with it, with this experience. Even with this other things going on, because you're protected. 444 on the timer. You are protected. Like, but I got to thinking, I was like, Shadi was just talking to me. She felt comfortable. Like, she was just chatting. And I just, she was telling me about her dogs, like, yellow and red. If somebody would just come, and help me out with them, or, oh, I wish they'd go to a good home. Or, she was just talking. But she would tell me she was just speaking truth. I said, And I got to thinking about the nature of reality. If I'm seeing that in my external, that's something within me. Right, so that's the part of me that wants to tell somebody. Like, baby, experiences, got a lot of shit in here. I'm gonna let it off. Oh, praise. But some things are sacred, for your eyes only. But other things I experienced were for the collective. Right, and I felt the type of way towards myself, not sharing certain things because I was afraid of how I would be perceived. That was an internal thing. Like Lil Wayne said, y'all, I'm sorry for the wait. Sorry for the wait. But back to Earth, man. Mother Nature. Like, she is alive. Like, How would I explain this? Like, imagine that we're in a womb, right? Like, is it hard to believe that Earth is living whenever we have cells inside of our body that are living? And we're a living being. But we can literally talk to ourselves, I love you. I love myself. I love my hands. Thank y'all. You can energize yourself by talking to yourself. Like, you can speak to the cells within the body, just as if you can speak to the water and change the molecular structure of the water. If you've seen the studies that Dr. Emoto done on the crystallized water structures, and where he froze pieces of ice and he spoke certain things, or wrote certain emotions, right, on these snowflakes or on these pallets of water. They created different shapes based on that energy of the word, or the vibration of the word. That's the truth behind in the beginning was the word. And the word was God, and the word was with God. In the beginning was the word. Right? How can you speak to water and change its structure? Because our words have power. And I used to be a liar. I didn't value my words. Mother, big mama sat me down. It showed me to myself. Like, I was looking around like, oh, you okay? I see that you can't hide anything, right? It's all here. You're only hiding from yourself. But she showed me a lot. She showed me a lot of things. One, that we weren't taking care of this planet. She doesn't like how people were handling the planet and how ignorant we were to certain things that were taking place. And my inner child was hurt. My future self. I had a vision one day. I was about 18. And I saw cities or the planet in flames, and I could only think that that's because of the condition that we were putting the planet in, you know. I remember growing up, the ozone layer sticking out to me, and I thought to myself, the teacher said, yeah, that's because of the cars and even hairspray. Hairspray, it releases fumes and all of it goes, there. And thinking to myself as a child, then why do people still use it? Why do they still do it? With that information, you would think that would instruct one to do things differently or to find an alternative. But it's as if they weren't caring, right? And it makes sense once I kept studying, seeing that they changed religion, history, laws. Like they changed everything. But they changed the matriarch to a patriarchal system, right? With the man in the forefront, taking the energy and the attention away from the divine feminine. Whenever that's where the power is, right? Confirmation. But I started a garden initiative. I had in mind to start a business. I told myself if everybody had a garden in their backyard, that would create a carbon sink inside of our small little towns, right? That would create a carbon sink in everyone's yard. That would negate or reverse the effects of this climate change. Like, my one garden wasn't gonna do it itself, So I thank the Most High. Shout out to Source. Because I needed time to learn certain things, to go through certain initiations. All right? Like, baby, what kind of shit? Like, you telling people, you telling people to start a garden in their backyard. And then furthermore down the rabbit hole, I saw that, wait a minute. This came from the ancestors telling me that, baby, this your land. Baby, this your land. So, Spirit let me know we're supposed to be good stewards of this land. How can my people be good stewards of the land if they don't even know that it belongs to them? How can my people steward the land if they're working for somebody else every day, day in and day out? Especially the women. And I was hearing the women complaining about working, my back hurting. Like, that don't sit well with me. So I told my like, that would take a lot of stress off the women, having a garden and having them go outside and just pick a couple carrots, a couple tomatoes. They gonna feel they'll feel like Jody Mama in Baby Boy. You ever seen Baby Boy? She had her garden. She was out there chilling, smiling at Jody like, baby, look at this. Come help your mama. Give him a little word while she in her garden tending to her plants. My baby, this my priority here. These is my babies. You grown. These is my babies. That's the energy we need our women on. Not stressing all day. And that'll save some money. Which we'll get into that later. I say, I got to go. Love. Stay